You are watching the show that puts Spartan news in focus. This is Focal Point.
An interactive game on campus is pegging students against the living dead.
I'm Lucy Guo. Tonight on Focal Point, I'll tell you what will happen to you if you forgot to pay your parking ticket.
I'm Kayla Roney, and tonight on Focal Point, I'm going to tell you about a brand new option for students who choose to live on campus.
Focal Point starts now.
I'm Victoria Marzak.
And I'm Lucy Guo. Welcome to Focal Point. A raging battle is coming to a close on MSU's campus, humans versus zombies. In the week-long game, zombies hope to make the human extinct.
And while humans are fighting to survive, Focal Point's Emmanuel Berry takes us inside this post-apocalyptic game of tag.
We need to start spreading out more. We're way too close to each other.
Nerf gun, bandana, rolled up socks. On Monday morning, these are the items freshman Gus Kempner and 700 other MSU students dared not leave for classes without, for fear of being infected by a zombie.
I went out the day before and got a gun, got my bandana, got my clothes, knew where I was going to be.
This year, MSU joins colleges across the country hosting its third annual Humans vs. Zombies game. Humans wear bandanas on their arms while zombies sport them on their heads. Humans can defend themselves and temporarily stun zombies in one of two ways. They can use one of these, a sock grenade, or they can use one of these. The zombies were at a major disadvantage. The humans still growing strong by nightfall.
What is your profession?
But Ben mourns that the key to survival for the humans is not to get too confident.
If you're a human, you really got to be paranoid. That's rule number one.
Better watch out, because the zombies know where everyone goes, and we're going to find everybody before the end of this week.
Gus has been a member of the zombie race since day one. He never even got a chance to use his new gun.
He's walking right alongside me, splits off. About 3 seconds later, I hear behind me, step, 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 tag. Oh.
But he doesn't seem to mind being turned into a zombie.
Zombies are going to win. If you've ever seen a zombie movie, no one makes it all the way to the end.
Hoping that the human race survives. For Focal Point, this is Emmanuel Berry.
Look at him run! Hey!
Tonight is the last night of the game, and for those who failed to survive, they can enroll in a new summer course at MSU, Surviving the Coming Zombie Apocalypse, Catastrophes, and Human Behavior.
Michigan State basketball player Derek Nix was arrested for possession of marijuana last week and suspended from the team. Focal Point's Jules Leverson told us how students are reacting.
It happened around midnight last Tuesday. Known for his passing ability and consistent average of over 8 points and 3.8 rebounds per game, MSU basketball center Derek Nix was arrested and faces 2 misdemeanor charges: the possession of marijuana and operating a vehicle in the presence of drugs.
Sound like another one of them MSU basketball tragedies.
Because MSU athletes getting arrested isn't anything new, many MSU students weren't surprised by the news.
I kind of had a feeling. I heard some stuff around campus.
Live in the same complex together, so yeah, I've heard things about the stuff he does.
Many feel that athletes represent the university.
I think as an athlete, you should be taking better care of your body.
He's on a big stage a lot of the time, so everything he does can get amplified.
While some students didn't care at all.
Shrugged my shoulders and went about my day.
I laughed.
But for the people that did know him and his contribution to the team,
I was outraged. I wanted to start a riot.
at the end of last season, head coach Tom Izzo said there was potential that Nix could be captain this upcoming season. However, since being arrested at this intersection, his fate on the team is now unknown.
Izzo said it puts his future with the team in serious jeopardy.
I mean, we all mess up sometimes.
I want marijuana to be legal.
MLive.com reported that Nix is very apologetic and wants to make things right. For Focal Point, this is Jill Silverstein.
Nix spoke to the media Thursday to apologize for his action, saying it was time for him to become a man. Coach Izzo said that Nix will be reinstated to the team under certain conditions.
Former players and friends and family, I was given the second chance to come here and finish my basketball career. And I just want to say thank you all. Sorry to the media, my family, and I just want to say sorry to little Steven Izzo because You know, that's somebody who look up to me.
Nix will spend time volunteering with kids in the community. Izzo said looking at this situation as a coach, as a community leader, and as a parent, he determined that allowing Nix to remain a Spartan was the best decision for everyone.
The Black Student Alliance held a town hall meeting this past week to discuss racism issues on campus and what changes can be made. Following several racial incidents on campus this fall, the BSA compiled a list of recommendations for the university to improve the environment for Black students. The demands include education requirements, residence life, and academic support. BSA is upset with the university's response, as they say the majority of demands were not met.
We all deserve basic rights. We all deserve to be respected. And it's only going to make our world so much better if everyone is afforded the same privileges.
BSA says they will continue to have conversations with administration.
A new student business opportunity located in the heart of downtown East Lansing gives students a creative environment to cultivate their ideas. Katie Doppler has more on how the workspace helped one student make his Spartan helmet business idea a reality.
MSU senior Mike Garvalia didn't want to waste any time before starting his own business.
I don't really want to just graduate and get a cookie cutter job.
While still a student, he works with a manufacturer, leases office space downtown, and conducts business between classes.
People actually think that it's really difficult to start a business and that there's it's this really gorilla in the room, scary process that's gonna eat your kids.
As a tenant of the Hatch, a small business incubator in the heart of downtown East Lansing, Garvalia has access to workspace, networking, and other resources to help foster his entrepreneurial success.
I'm never more than a few steps away from any help that I could need.
One of 13 tenants, he is the founder of Spartan Arsenal, a company that makes three-dimensional Spartan helmets that students can wear to sporting events.
Every other student section ever has a t-shirt and a little foam thing that they get from a corporate sponsor for free. So it's how do we change that? How do we make it different?
This prototype, developed entirely in the Hatch, will be sold across campus and worn in student sections as early as this May. But according to student director Nate West, the biggest benefit of the Hatch is the collaboration.
When you're working on a project that has never been done before, to have other people that understand the hurdles that you're going through.
For Garvalia, the Hatch helped him create his own job in a scarce Michigan job market.
This is kind of a place where people can actually see firsthand how easy it is to be taking classes and starting a business at the same time.
For Focal Point, I'm Katie Dalebout.
Rent for Workspace is $75 a month, and applications can be found online at ideahatch.org.
An MSU student has taken his fight with parking services to the Michigan Supreme Court. Law student Jared Rapp was arrested after yelling at a parking enforcement employee and taking his picture after finding a ticket on his car in 2008. Rapp claims that there was time left on his meter, and when he tried to explain, the employee refused to listen. Rapp was arrested under a university ordinance that prohibits the disruption of a university employee while at work, and Rapp claims it violates his free speech. The Supreme Court started hearing arguments last Wednesday.
An upcoming change to Michigan's parking ticket may mean you won't be able to renew your driver's license if you have more than 3 unpaid tickets, which is 3 less than the current law. Why is the new law needed and what was wrong with the old one? What will happen if you fail to pay the parking meter?
Meter maids will go around and they'll get you right away. I mean, I've walked out to my car, they're there right before I am.
It is meter maids responsible to issue parking tickets.
Because we all are subject to the parking laws and are frustrated with that when we come out to our car and we see that the meter expired or we're in the wrong place and we have a ticket on our car.
People fail to pay their parking tickets regard to different reasons.
Those are the 3 most common reasons. Forgot, no money, don't care.
Once you fail to pay all these parking tickets, you will probably be here in the court. According to Michigan's current law, if one fails to pay his or her parking tickets, the police will move it forward to the district court.
If somebody parks where they don't belong, they're taking up a space for you to go park there.
Now, with the new law taking effect on May the 16th, the penalty could be more than just a fine or court appearance.
If a person has a parking hold, they can continue to drive on their license, but they wouldn't be able to renew it until they clear that hold.
The new law aims to correct outstanding fees, but as for East Lansing Police Captain William Michel, it will on the other hand cost some extra fees.
There's obviously going to be fines and fees and reinstatement fees.
More public promotion is also needed in the process of promoting the new law.
There's not that much information out there.
The new law goes into effect May the 16th. Food trucks may be coming to downtown East Lansing soon, as the city concern is considering a policy to allow them to park downtown. 2 metered parking spaces will be set aside for 2 food trucks near Abbott and Division Road. Nina Santucci, the co-owner of the Purple Carrot food truck, is looking forward to the opportunity to share her love for crab with the East Lansing community soon.
Right now, we don't really attract a lot of the student population, and I think getting down there would be wonderful to cater to the students. Obviously, it's a huge part of East Lansing.
The Purple Carrot food truck was named one of the top 20 food trucks in the country by Smithsonian Magazine.
Rick Santorum has suspended his presidential election campaign. The senator from Pennsylvania made his announcement on Tuesday, giving Mitt Romney almost full control over the GOP presidential nomination. By suspending his campaign rather than ending it, Santorum is still able to raise money to cover any of his remaining debt. Santorum was second in the delegate race. He would have needed to win almost 3/4 of the remaining delegates in order to beat out Romney. That, coupled with his daughter's continuing health problems, were factors in his decision to bow out of the race. Newt Gingrich and Ron Paul are still running against Romney. However, both candidates are far behind in the polls. Coming up on Focal Point, men and women will soon begin to live together in MSU residence halls.
And residents' mentors are making noise about a decision that changed their living arrangement too.
They've been called leaders, lifesavers, and world changers. They're also called Spartans.
Co-ed dorm rooms are becoming available on campus.
And the 2012 commencement speakers are announced. Focal Point's Yanjie Wang has these stories and more in this week's On Campus report. Yanjie.
Thanks, Lucy. Co-ed living is coming to campus. After more than a year of debate, MSU has changed its policy to give students more choice in deciding who they live with on campus. Focal Point's Calaroni has more.
The problem is, I think it's at like 1.
MSU sophomore Max Olivero can't wait to move into his new apartment next year with 3 of his closest friends.
I'm living with 2 girls and a guy next year, and they're just who I am closest friends with. I mean, it's the most convenient.
Thanks to a new policy passed by the Residence Hall Association, though, others will be able to enjoy the perks of co-ed living without having to move off campus.
It's set to go for 2 years, so 2 full school years, and basically just to kind of assess what the demand is.
Although he won't be able to take advantage of the policy, Olivero is excited for the work done by PRISM, a lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender student organization he's a member of, to get it passed.
Maybe a male might identify with, they might be a transgendered male, they might identify with females more. So for that reason, forcing them to room with a male roommate could cause all sorts of problems.
To prevent further problems from occurring, all 80 rooms that this new housing will be tested in will be in either West McDonell or here at North Wonders, because both residence halls have private suite-style bathrooms rather than community bathrooms designated as either male or female on each floor.
Pomeroy says that in addition to gay and transsexual students, the new policy will help those wishing to live with family members, as well as students with disabilities requiring attendance.
Anyone who could really benefit from this, because it's about personal comfort with who you're living with.
I think it's a very progressive step forward for the LGBT community here on campus.
MSU is not the only progressive campus, as nearly 200 other schools have already introduced policies similar to the one MSU will begin in the fall. For Focal Point, I'm Kayla Roney.
Students at sophomore status or higher will have the option of being housed in gender-neutral rooms, and the students who go in blind will not be part of the program. MSU has received a record number of applications for fall 2012. So far, the admissions office has received more than 30,000 applications, while Michigan State has seen an increase in overall applicants. The number of in-state applicants has declined by about 2%. They have also seen a 1% increase in out-of-state students and a 55% increase in international students. Applications to MSU increasing. Many on-campus students are forced to live in triple rooms. In an effort to fix this problem, resident assistants may be required to have roommates starting this fall.
Bigger than my high school one there.
MSU freshman Elizabeth is going to become a resident assistant this fall, but she has mixed emotions about having a roommate.
An RA's room is supposed to be a safe place, somewhere where any resident can come at any hour of the day or night and speak to the RA about very confidential matter.
Eliza says having a roommate will be a major inconvenience.
If my roommate has an issue with me, to address that, she has to speak to her RA, which is me. So it's really biased.
But the decision was made because of residence hall overcrowding.
It ended up in a situation in the fall that students were living in triples, otherwise known here as transitional housing.
Kathy Collins, the director of Campus Living Services and Residence Life, said some RAs may have some misunderstandings about this decision.
In a 4-year average, we had 400 no-shows. Once we identify where those students are, we will be able to quickly and swiftly move those students that are living with those mentors into those vacant spaces.
And a lot of us are very frustrated.
While RAs and University Housing may not agree with the new policy, both groups agree that this will be a challenge at first.
There's some RAs who are 24 years old, and if they're living with an 18-year-old roommate, they're at different maturity levels.
I think it's just as challenging for our freshmen to live 3 to a room, and I think that I don't want the mentors or any of us to lose sight that I think it's going to be challenging for the freshmen also to live with the mentor.
Collins hopes RAs will work to support the decision before next semester. Michigan State University student has been named the Regional Student Employee of the Year. After being nominated by her supervisor, Alicia Shaw won Michigan State University Students Employee of the Year award. To Shaw's surprise, she went on to also win statewide and regional awards, beating out students in 14 other states. Alicia was nominated for starting a new external philanthropy department for university development.
Foremost, it's definitely an honor. I attribute everything that I've done thus far to my entire program. We're a family here, and people are always motivating each other to do new things, and people are always so supportive of any idea you have, everything you want to do.
Alicia will compete at the national level against all other regional winners. That's what's happening on campus. I'm Yanjie Wang.
Thanks, Yanjie. A recent discovery may help empty our landfills. A group of Yale students found a fungus that is polyurethane, a chemical found in household plastics. It was found that this fungus can survive without oxygen, which means it will be used to clean out landfills, reducing the waste collected at bottom. Reducing the use of plastics in the long run will limit the amount found in landfills. But the students are hopeful this discovery will help reduce waste for now. Coming up on Focal Point, we take a look at last weekend holiday celebrations.
And the Spartans take on the Lansing Lugnuts in the annual Crosstown Showdown. We'll take you to the fun at the ballpark after the break.
They've been called leaders, lifesavers, and world changers. They're also called Spartans.
Welcome back. I'm Jill Silverstein with a look at this week's sports report. Fans flocked to Cooley Law Stadium last week for the 6th annual Crosstown Showdown between the Lansing Lugnuts and the Michigan State Spartans. Focal Point's Lucy Guo takes us out to the ball game.
It was winter temperature outside.
To the Lugnuts.
Even the cold weather couldn't keep baseball fans from Lugnuts' seasonal opener against MSU.
To come out and watch Michigan State play Lugnuts. Michigan State's got a nice team, and we like to see what the Lugnuts have this year.
Chris and his wife and daughter has lined up earlier in the afternoon to enjoy the annual crosstown showdown between the Lansing Lugnuts and MSU baseball team.
Spring is here, baseball's here. The Tigers won today, so just get out and watch some good baseball.
The line still seems endless even after 7:30 p.m.
No, I'm getting really excited right now. It looks really cool. It's crazy in here. So many people.
With the packed house, fans are enjoying the atmosphere with their favorite ballpark treats and beverages.
Beer, I think that sounds fun because it's Thirsty Thursdays. You gotta enjoy it a little bit.
One good thing about the game is to bring the whole area together and let people enjoy their time, not only for audience but for players.
Just a different team spirit because they're both Lansing teams, so it's I don't know, it's a friendly spirit.
Everyone excited in this environment, you know. Everyone loves MSU, I think so.
And it gives the Spartan an experience of playing against a pro team like the Lugnuts in front of such a big crowd. For Focal Point, I'm Lucy Guo.
The Spartans made a quick turnaround after the crosstown showdown and took on in-state rival Michigan the very next day. The men's baseball team played a 3-game series with the Wolverines and ended the weekend 1-2. They lost the first 2 games of the weekend with scores of 4-0 and 4-3. They bounced back with a 10-8 win in Ann Arbor in 13 innings. The next game for the Spartans will be a 3-game series against Indiana this weekend. MSU undergrads returning to campus for the 2012-2013 school year can now purchase student tickets for next year's football season. Tickets went on sale last week and will be sold to 9,000 returning undergrads on a first-come, first-served basis. The total price is $175 and it includes a student section t-shirt. Unofficial preseason rankings have the Spartans predicted in the top 10 nationally, and home games include Boise State, Notre Dame, Eastern Michigan, Ohio State, Iowa, Nebraska, and Northwestern. Future Spartan Gary Harris has been named the state of Indiana's Mr. Basketball for 2012. Harris averaged 25 points, 7 rebounds, 4 steals, and 4 assists this season for Hamilton Southeastern and Fishers, Indiana. Harris's signature play was a 35-foot game-winning shot in the playoffs. That's all for sports. I'm Jill Silverstein.
Thanks, Jill. This week, Jews around the world celebrated Passover.
Jill, I heard you went home for Passover.
That's right, Victoria, I did, and I took the Focal Point cameras with me. Here's a look at Seder dinner with the Silversteins.
Ina Katz celebrated her favorite holiday on Good Friday.
It's a happy moment in my life because this is what I enjoy the most.
She doesn't celebrate Easter.
Welcome to our Passover Seder. Together.
Ina is Jewish, and like Jews around the world, she celebrates Passover. This year, she's hosting dinner in the Seder service at her house. Passover celebrates the Jewish people being freed from slavery from the Egyptians. While there was plenty of laughter and singing, Ina doesn't joke about her one rule.
My rule is everybody eat. Yeah, it took me 2 days. And they're going to eat it in 20 minutes.
And she takes this rule very seriously.
Sam, you want some more soup?
Ina's daughter Beth doesn't seem to mind her mom's rule.
My favorite part of any holiday really is my mom's cooking. She makes the best holiday food.
But even more important than the food,
it's only important for one reason, because I have my children here, I have my grandchildren here.
The meaning of the holiday is not forgotten.
It's truly about, continuing to tell the story of our Jewish heritage.
A story this reporter doesn't mind hearing every year too with family.
And I'm sure that my children will tell the same stories.
One of his children is meat. How else would I know that dessert is Nana's favorite part of the feast?
Dessert is being served.
How do you know when it's over? Just look for the uncle that's sleeping on the couch. As Nana cleaned up, she said she looks forward to doing it all over again in a few months for Hanukkah.
Thanks, Joe. Christians celebrated Easter this past Sunday. MSU students and East Lansing residents packed St. John's Catholic Church to celebrate the resurrection of Jesus Christ. Father Mark says Easter is the day he lives out his faith.
Jesus said to take up your cross each day and follow him, so I take all of my crosses and pick them up, carry them, and then he leads me to new life and resurrection.
Meanwhile, local kids celebrated Easter in a different way. More than 1,000 people came out for JC's annual Easter egg hunt on the Capitol lawn. Before the egg hunt started, kids had the chance to meet Easter Bunny and Sparty. The Capitol lawn also featured karate demonstrations, face painting, and balloon animals. After a morning of activities, children searched for more than 10,000 eggs filled with candy and toys. The event also included a raffle with all proceeds going to the Lansing JCs. The proceeds will be used to put on more community events in the future. Spartan Sur, MSU's Hindi fusion a cappella group, is having their first concert April 21st.
We leave you now with a taste of their rehearsal. Thanks for watching. Good night.
Good night.
But I said fire to the rain. What's your roar as I touch your face? Let it work while I cry, 'cause I heard it screaming out your name.
कभी हुआ ये भिखारी राहों पे भी तू था मेरे साथ, कभी तुझे